Super Cool Radio!
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Super Cool Radio interview. I'm your host, Matthew Thomas. Thank you so much for tuning in. I have an incredible guest joining me at this time who I'm very excited to chat with. It's actually a historic moment for Super Cool Radio. First ever ska band to appear on the podcast. Please welcome the lead vocalist and songwriter for Save Ferris, Monique Powell.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm very excited to chat all things Save Ferris with you.
Awesome. Me too. I'm ready.
So before, obviously coming up very shortly on February 15th, Save Ferris has an awesome show at the Orange County's Garden Amp. So, what can people expect from this show?
Well, it's our annual hometown show. Typically, it's at the House of Blues in Anaheim, but this year we wanted to do it in Garden Grove, which is my hometown. And we have a bunch of guest performers coming in and doing duets, and we're playing songs with the guys from Goldfinger, Real Big Fish, Social Distortion, and others.
Well, right on Sunday, it's going to be an incredible show. So is it a different experience preparing for this show compared to other shows you guys have done?
It is, definitely. Yeah. There's so much more that goes into this sort of annual hometown throwdown sort of thing. It's just, it's like a whole production.
I gotcha. Well, some of the special guests and obviously Save Ferris and the show that you guys bring, I think it's going to be an incredible time. So I hope everything goes very smoothly for you guys.
Thank you. I hope so too.
But now, kind of going along with that, so can you give any hints what the set list might look for that show?
Well, so we're going to play some of the oldies that everybody loves, but then also we're playing a brand new song, which is going to be our next single. It's called Get Dancing. So we'll be playing that for the first time live. And then we're playing one of, so Johnny Two Bags from Social Distortion, we're going to play one of his songs and perform his song with him. And we're doing a cover song with Scott from Real Big Fish and Littlest Man Band. And it's going to be adorable. And Goldfinger, we're going to do a Goldfinger song with them. So.
That sounds awesome, and a lot of cool, to me a unique experience for everyone who attends there. Obviously, with not just your songs, but also Goldfinger and all the songs that you mentioned as well. Sounds like it's going to be incredible.
It is. I think it is. I hope so. I just don't want to forget the words, the lyrics to things. I really doubt my ability to memorize. I doubt myself often. It's a problem, but hopefully this time it'll be better.
I think you got it. You're gonna be all right. Is it the Save Ferris songs, or is it the covers you guys are doing?
The covers, yeah.
Okay.
The covers. Anytime we do a new song, I'm just always stressed out about memorizing lyrics. But I just go with it. And if I mess up, I just try to make the best out of it. So
yeah, but I think you're gonna be all right. Yeah, even if that does happen, I think you can recover very quickly with that. So I think you'll be all right.
I hope you're right.
Well, we'll see. Or people are going to look back and go, this guy was wrong. So we'll find out. I hope not.
Me too.
I've had that happen before. I interviewed a band. I was outside of a venue, and there happened to be a train. And like the previous time I was at that venue, a train interrupted me. So I thought, I thought I'd be safe and say, the train's not going to interrupt me this time. And then like 5 minutes later, there was a train. So I have a bad history of that. I might not be the best person.
Uh-oh. I better burn some sage and get rid of that juju.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
But
where are you located?
So I'm in South Bend, Indiana.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah, kind of right by the Michigan border. If you know Notre Dame, that's like the biggest attraction here.
Awesome.
Yep. But so kind of along that, you mentioned a new single for Save Ferris. So can you give me hints of like what people might expect from this song?
It's sort of a mid-tempo, just very catchy jam, just a good jam, just ska jam. Yeah, it's not like our live show. We play things really like fast. Like we bring that tempo up, like to the point that sometimes I'm like struggling to be able to mouth the words because I'm singing so fast. I'm like, slow down. But this song is like is a little bit of a reprieve from that. So.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to checking that one. Is there like any planned release date for it yet, or is that still in the works?
That's still in the works.
Gotcha. I gotcha. Well, going along with that though, so obviously you have the new spring tour coming up. I believe it starts April 26th. If anyone catches you at the show, will you guys be playing the new single?
On the tour?
Yes, the upcoming tour.
Possibly. I mean, it depends on this. It depends on the city. Like if it's a city that we have been to often, the audiences would be more open to hearing a new song. But I feel like when I go to a show and I see like my favorite band for the first time in a very long time, and they're playing a new song and stuff like that. Sometimes I just want to hear the oldies. I just want to hear the stuff I know, So I don't want to impose that on people who are like looking forward to hearing the stuff from the records that they remember,
That's actually a very good point with that. So I definitely understand that. Well, I'm planning to be at the Grand Rapids show, so I'm looking forward to looking forward to seeing you guys live. First time, like obviously been a fan for a while, but like haven't seen you guys live yet. So I'm planning to make it out to the Grand Rapids show.
Amazing! Oh, that'll be fantastic to meet you in person.
Definitely, same. So I'm very excited for it. That's why when I saw the tour announcement, I was like, I have to see them since it's only like an hour and a half away from me. So I was like, I got to make it out.
Awesome! Oh, that'll be great. Well, at least there'll be one person at the show.
Yes, and well, hopefully more than one, but at least there'll be one.
Hopefully more than one.
Be better than none, because that would be bad.
Yeah. It's a big responsibility if you're the only person in the audience, though. You really got to carry it. You got to carry the whole space.
I can do that. I work for live entertainment for a minor league baseball team, and like so like I can definitely do that because like in the April games when it's still like 32 degrees here, like there's like 5 people in the crowd, and I'm up like running around on the dugouts. I can do it.
All right, perfect. You're the perfect person to put on the guest list.
Good.
Amazing. You'll carry the crowd if there isn't one, or if there is one, you'll carry it.
100%. I guarantee that. Or if I don't, kick me out.
I might have to. I mean, hope you got to get your shtick together before the show, so we don't kick you out.
Yeah. Well, I'll have a tuxedo T-shirt on, so that and the hat. It'll be good.
Okay. Amazing. Bringing the spirit. I love
exactly. It. All right. So kind of focusing back on Save Ferris now. So like, I'm curious for you. So like, what's your favorite original song to perform live?
That changes often. I mean, right now it's Lights Out in the Reptile House. It's our last single. But I think that's because it's like, fairly newish. And I still we open the show a lot with that song. And so it really builds the excitement for the show, and it gets me really pumped. And so I enjoy that song.
I definitely, it's got a lot of energy in that song. I think it's a very good opening song. So with
Yeah.
that, so when you're like designing a set list for like the upcoming tour in April, like how do you know how do you gauge like the flow or the crowd response? Like how do you put the set list together?
That's a great question. Well, Jake, our bass player, is our musical director. And yeah, he sort of comes to me with an idea for the set. And I mean, we look at like how many tickets were sold. When's the last time we were in this city? What did we play last time we were here? We don't want to play the same exact set, because that would be weird. Like Save Ferris played the same set they played 2 years ago. And it's possible. It could happen. It probably has happened. But and that's why we have a musical director. So he'll come to me with a set list, and we'll sort of base it on that. And then as we're playing the set can change sometimes based on the audience. If an audience is kind of sleepy and not participating, I throw in a different song or take out another song to sort of engage people more actively, So it's got its own life.
Yeah, so that's happened before. You call like an audible to change the set.
It happens a lot. Where we're gonna run out with the set list, taped to the ground, and about midway, I'm like, I don't think we should play this song. We should play this song instead. So I'll let the band know.
All right, and then also goes like with the just giving the crowd, something a little bit different, and also kind of gauging them if they're, as you said, not interacting very much. That play a high energy song to get them back into it.
Yes, exactly. Like when we play Germany, though, because Germans, something about those audiences, they may love you, but they're just like, they just don't show it. And I learned that the first couple times we played Germany, where I was like, oh my God, we need to speed up the set. And we're just like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, just like killing them with like tempo and sound. And at the end of the show, I would feel so depressed, and I would be like, nobody liked the show. They hated us. But then there'd be a line out the door of people, for a meet and greet or for a signing. Like, we just loved your band so much. It's like, really? Because you didn't show it. Thanks a lot.
That was actually one of the questions I actually had, because I'm with the upcoming tour you guys are playing in America, the UK, and Europe. I was actually going to ask, like, is the crowd response different, in different countries? And it's just so funny that like people won't show it like during the show, but then like after they're like, oh my God, that was so much fun. It's weird.
Like literally the first time we played, I remember a million years ago, the first time we played Germany, I was like, I'm not going out for the meet and greet. They hated us. I'm not doing it. No one's going to show up. And they're like, there's a line out the door. It's like, wait, what? That's so weird. But yeah, so I know now. Just do a great set. Yeah.
So like with touring the different countries, obviously you mentioned, Germany specifically, but like, is it like a different experience for you, like either like traveling there or like performing compared to like stateside?
Yeah, it's different. And also because we don't play Europe as much as we play the States, so there's a lot of catching up that we're doing right now, for the time that we spent not touring. It was like 10 years when we didn't tour, and all of our other friends were still touring and generating these audiences. And so once we started touring and we like got the Warped Tour in 2017 and like did, all 6 weeks on that, and did the US and got this momentum going. We played like Slam Dunk Festival in Europe, and there was momentum. We were reintroducing people to the band, and they hadn't seen us in so long. And then COVID hit, and it just decimated our industry. And so I feel like now we're playing catch up again. And so playing in Europe is sort of like, okay, hey, we're here. we're back. I know it's been a long time, but we're here. We're here, everybody. Like, so it takes some work. It does. Like, it takes some, because there's new audiences. It's not like just the people who were going to our shows in the 90s and the early aughts. It's like brand new people too. And so it's sort of playing for this broad demographic. And that's why, it depends on when I walk out there, like, what is the vibe of the audience? And that'll set the tone for the entire set list,
Well, for sure. Definitely. Now that you're returning, post pandemic, it's basically like everyone's starting at zero again with everything,
Totally.
touring and just, music in general, the whole industry, everything
Yeah.
that every like type of momentum someone had was just gone.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
totally. Yeah. And so many clubs closed down.
yep.
And so for a band like us, who we play like small venues, we headline small venues, and then we'll play some festivals, and occasionally we'll open for some bigger bands. But for the most part, when we tour, we're headlining small venues. And then a lot of those small venues close down, and it affects your routing for your tour. Drives are much longer in between venues because there's like nothing in between, And so I hope that, our style of touring, bringing like live music to smaller audiences, I hope that doesn't die out. I hope we get to keep doing it.
I hope so too. As like a concert goer, a music fan, I know quite a few venues just in my area of Indiana that unfortunately had to close, or they sold off and they're not music venues anymore. They're whatever they are now. That we lost so much that, again, like, we're starting over again, and now it's difficult on everybody, to touring or for just venues in general. There's so much of a struggle that we're not fully recovered yet, and probably won't be for I don't know how long.
It's true. We may never fully recover, and there's these huge festivals that happen all over the country, and they sort of steal some of our audiences away from us because tickets for those festivals are so expensive that people say, I've already seen all my live music for the year. I can't afford to go see a club show. And so that's another concern, so.
It is, and it is unfortunate because, like, some of the best shows I've seen were at like the small club shows, and like, looking at just like ticket prices for some of these, like some of them like $20-$25, which I think for the most part pretty affordable. And then, like, obviously the bigger venues and like the festivals, there could be multiple $100s. I know there's some I was looking at just the amphitheater, and it was like $400 for a band, and I was like, that's more than I make in a week.
That is a lot of money. It is. And people really, they'll save up all year to go to Coachella or Stagecoach or When We Were Young or any of those giant festivals over here. And I mean, like, I've seen, and then they'll see, 30, 40 bands over a weekend, or 20, 30 bands over a weekend. And that's it. They've reached their music quota for the year. And so these small club shows can suffer because of that as a result. So.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I'm like, with me, I don't go to very many festivals. I definitely prefer the smaller club shows because then I go to like 10 or 12 a year at that point, and it equals less than like a major festival at for most of the shows.
Yeah. And, I grew up going to shows like this, and it's so special because I feel like I'm seen. at these shows. Like they see me, and I feel like I'm a part of something really special and a moment in time. Kind of like when people talk about going to CBGB's back in the day, you know, like you caught this moment in time. Oh, I saw so and so at that club that year. And then everybody gets to reminisce and be like, whoa, what was that like? You know, because it's so much cooler
Oh, it
in a
definitely
lot of
is.
ways.
Oh no, it definitely is because like with the smaller venue, like you can see everybody, you know, like you can interact with the whole crowd. Like with some of the, you know, obviously the huge show, the huge festivals where it's like, you know, a bunch of people, you can't see like if someone's way in the back, like you know, you can see a mass of people, but you're not going to see like a specific person. With the smaller club shows, you can
Exactly.
interact with, you know, even the person way in the back, you can still like see them, hear them, and interact with them.
And I do see them. And I do interact with them. I do. I see everybody. But and at festivals too, I try and see everybody. It's kind of a game I play while I'm playing the show. I try and see if I can make eye contact with every single person in the audience. When you're playing a giant festival, that's hard, but it sure gives you something to do for 45 minutes.
Definitely good motivation.
Yeah. Other than, playing a rock show. That's the other thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, don't want to overlook that.
Yeah, you don't want to overlook that.
All right, so before we start closing this interview out, but Monique, thank you so much for hanging on. We had a fantastic time chatting with you.
Of course, likewise. I'm always so excited when somebody wants to have me on their show or shows an interest in the band, big or small. I just feel honored in a way every time. So thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. And now this is a question I've not asked anyone before, and I'm curious for
Mhm.
you. So obviously, being in the music industry, you've met, many musicians, but who's the most famous person you have met who is not a musician?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm like from Los Angeles, and like everywhere you go, there's someone with some sort of notoriety. Like you go to your favorite cafe, and oh, so and so was there. So there's a lot of people. I don't know why Quentin Tarantino is coming to mind. Maybe because he's the most recent.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, we saw him at El Coyote.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah, got to meet him and all that.
Very cool. Very cool. Uh,
Yeah.
Well, for me, 'cause I was thinking about this too. So, now unfortunately, I don't remember this because I was so young. But I met
Mhm.
Muhammad Ali at the airport here in South Bend. Yeah, but I was like 2 or 3, and like my dad was picking up somebody from the airport. So it was me, my brother, and my dad. They remember because they were older than me. But yeah, so I met Muhammad Ali. Unfortunately, I just don't remember it.
Damn. I'm so sorry you don't remember that, but you can say you met him, and so that's pretty cool.
Exactly. As long as I leave that
Yeah.
detail out, like no one knows.
Yeah. Like, I totally met Muhammad Ali, but I don't remember it.
Exactly.
Oh
Little
my
ass.
God, he was so great, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now, as we're closing this interview out, so what are the plans for Save Ferris for 2025?
Oh God, we have so much touring coming up. I'm so nervous about it. It's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot. Yeah. So a lot of touring. So as you mentioned, the US tours and the Europe tours. And I'm gonna be going to Canada. We haven't been to Canada in a long time. We just confirmed Canada. And yeah, it's gonna be a few months of intense work, but it's good. I'm happiest when I'm working, I think, so it'll be great.
Oh, it definitely will be, and I hope everything goes, smoothly with you guys, with traveling and touring and the shows and all of that. I'm very excited to see you guys live, so I hope everything goes great.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of Of course. I will also leave some links for Save Ferris in the description of this podcast. Make sure to see them live if they're coming to an area near you. But Monique, thank you so much for stopping by Super Cool Radio.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Of course, for Monique Powell of Save Ferris, I'm your host always, Matthew Thomas. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Super Cool Radio. And remember, stay frosty.